From insane near misses to dangerous collapses and extreme natural phenomena, here are the most incredible moments ever caught on camera. It was a peaceful summer's day in Ukraine when all of a sudden the ground exploded. But this wasn't an explosion. Instead, a massive underground water pipe had burst, causing debris, water, and mud to fly everywhere, raining down on everything below. Locals looked outside their houses only to find their street had turned into a river. The incident took place in Ukraine's capital, Kyiv. Cars were damaged and windows were broken, but thankfully no one was hurt. It was a hot summer day in 2017. Miners were working as normal at the Nam Dam in Laos. That's when, seemingly out of nowhere, the dam burst, causing a gigantic landslide of mud and water. The flood destroyed the mine and the nearby crops. Onlookers could do nothing but watch in disbelief as the entire worksite washed away. People rushed to their cars to escape, getting away just in time. But how did this even happen? Despite it being summer, the days leading up to this saw heavy rain, and safety procedures were not followed, resulting in the biggest dam collapse in Laos history on April 22, 2019, at Clark International Airport in the Philippines. It was like any other day. Then, out of nowhere, the entire airport began to shake. Travelers immediately ran for cover. What they didn't know was that a 6.1 magnitude earthquake had just struck, one of the biggest to hit the Philippines in years. A calm terminal turned chaotic in seconds. Even airport security abandoned their posts. 2 men narrowly escaped before the airport's roof caved in. Surprisingly, flights resumed 2 days after the earthquake, but the airport wasn't fully repaired for months. We've all seen explosions before, but this was a building implosion. While an explosion blows things outward, an implosion crushes things inward. The building, named the Landmark Tower, was located in Fort Worth, Texas. The implosion allowed the old building to be destroyed without harming nearby structures. In October of 2012, residents of Melbourne, Australia, witnessed what seemed like a real-life miracle, a waterfall floating in the sky. Or at least, that's what many thought. In reality, a major water main had burst, creating a massive 250-foot fountain of water raining down over the quiet suburb, flooding houses and damaging cars. Despite the danger, people stood watching what they believed was a miracle. The water main was fixed later that day. This 820-foot wind turbine was about to explode. It had previously caught fire and was beyond repair, so the entire structure had to be brought down. These wind turbines cost around $20 million each, making this one very expensive explosion. On September 5, 2022, in Luoding County, China, over 86,000 people were going about their daily lives when, suddenly, a 6.6 magnitude earthquake struck. The entire event was caught on a woman's dashcam. The driver slammed on the brakes as the ground shook and trees fell. Locals ran for their lives. The driver considered pulling away but realized staying in the middle of the street was safest, as no buildings could collapse on top of them. Around 21 million people felt the earthquake, which also triggered several landslides and caused millions of dollars in damage. Fortunately, it barely missed Chengdu, a city of 21 million people. Brumadinho is a city in Brazil, home to over 40,000 people, and the Cerrado do Feijão mine, one of Brazil's largest iron ore mines. The city and mine were separated by a massive dam, not holding back water, but toxic mining waste. On January 25, 2019, the dam collapsed during the workers' lunch break, unleashing a massive mudslide of toxic sludge. It destroyed miles of forest and flowed into a nearby river, immediately polluting it. Footage shows workers escaping just in time. The dam was operated by a company named Vale, the same company responsible for another major dam failure 4 years earlier. But the 2019 disaster was even worse, causing irreparable damage and devastating the natural habitat. You might think it's impossible for the ocean to catch fire, but on July 3, 2021, that's exactly what happened. A gigantic eye of fire could be seen in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, raging for hours before being extinguished by special firefighting ships. The cause? An underwater oil pipeline had burst. The pipe was badly corroded, causing oil to bubble up to the surface and ignite, leading to severe environmental damage and harm to marine biodiversity. On April 25, 2015, in Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, 860,000 people were living their normal lives until a massive 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck. It was the worst earthquake Nepal had experienced in nearly 100 years. It triggered an avalanche on Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. CCTV footage captured the exact moment it struck. The ground shook as people ran to the middle of the street to avoid falling debris. Even after the shaking stopped, everyone remained still, fearing aftershocks. Around 600,000 buildings were destroyed and millions were displaced. Kunming, in China, is a very busy city. But in June 2021, it came to a standstill when a herd of elephants descended upon it. 15 elephants had escaped from a nature reserve and walked over 300 miles to the city. Police advised locals to stay indoors, but containing 15 wild elephants is no easy task. They blocked roads and even chased people. During this time, one elephant gave birth, growing the herd from 15 to 16. After several days, the elephants were safely herded back into the wild, where they remain today. The Auburn Dam was a proposed dam in California. On paper, it sounded like a great idea, but it soon turned into a nightmare. Construction began in 1968 and cost nearly $500 million. But even during construction, things started to go wrong. In 1975, a 5.6 magnitude earthquake hit the area, forcing a re-evaluation of the project. Then, in 1986, unprecedented rainfall filled the dam and caused it to break. Within hours, half the dam was gone, $500 million washed away just like that. On February 19, 2015, people gathered to watch the Aero India air show. During the show, 3 planes were performing stunts when suddenly 2 of them scraped against each other mid-air, damaging both. One plane's propeller was completely destroyed, but amazingly, the skilled pilots managed to land both planes safely. It's one of the craziest near misses in aviation history, as the planes were literally inches from disaster. In 2011, Typhoon Nanmadol affected many parts of Asia. One of the hardest hit countries was China, which experienced massive storms and extreme waves. A TV journalist was covering the typhoon when a huge wave struck the shore right behind her, nearly pulling her over. Thankfully, she avoided being swept away. This was a very close call and a reminder of the dangers reporters face sometimes, risking their lives just to get the perfect shot. Which of these moments did you find most incredible? Leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out this video next. Shai signing off.